Hi, hello and vanakkam. I hope you're all keeping safe. I know everything that is happening at the moment is kind of crazy. I'm personally still finding it really hard to believe, but nevertheless, I hope you're keeping healthy and safe. During this time, we've all had to make really big adjustments, and one of the biggest adjustments that I had to make was working from home. I'm someone who's never had to work from home before. I've never done it before. My previous jobs didn't really have that option. I'm currently a full-time trainee solicitor. I am expected to go to the office 5 days a week, and I travel 3 hours in total to go to work and come back. And even then, I didn't really think working from home would be an option for me, yet here I am doing it. So I thought I would share my top tips and advice on how to work from home, how to stay motivated, how to be productive, and just organized in general. Tip number 1. Wake up right. For those who've never had to work from home, I think it's so important to keep the same routine, or at least have some kind of routine in place. So to give you a quick example, when I go to the office, I would wake up at, set my alarm for 6 o'clock, snooze it a couple of times, wake up at 6:20, jump in the shower, get ready, have breakfast. I am out the door by 7:30 and at the office by 9 o'clock. Obviously, having to work from home means that I don't have to wake up at 6 o'clock, but I still think it's important to give yourself enough time before you start work to do all of the stuff you need to do in the morning. So instead I have been setting my alarm for 8 o'clock, giving myself a good 1.5 hours to have breakfast and have my normal morning routine before I start work. And that gives me time to wake myself up and be ready to do work. The other thing that I have been doing, particularly this week, is put my curtains up because we've had some really good weather this week, and I am just letting the sunshine, the daylight shine through my room, and that in itself is like a really good energy booster, mood booster, and gets you pumped for the day. Tip number 2, get dressed. I know it's so tempting to just sit around all day in your pajamas, not get ready, because I mean, why not? You're home, no one's going to see you. And in fact, I'm so guilty of that. I've been working from home for about a week now, and the first 2 days I was in my pajamas. I did shower, I just would jump right back into my pajamas, and I think it was on the 3rd day, I thought to myself, you know what, let's get changed. And throwing on something as simple as a t-shirt and jeans made such a difference to how motivated I was, to how productive I wanted to be. And I guess it's because when you're in your pajamas, your brain just automatically thinks that it's time to chill and get into bed, whereas when you're dressed, you're just like ready to get down and dirty. Tip number 3. Set up a workspace. Something that is just as tempting as working in your pajamas all day is working from your bed. I'm sure there's loads of studies out there to explain why that's not good for you. I'm not going to go into the details, but it is in general bad for your posture, and you can have back pain from it. You tend to be less productive. I mean, I get it, it's so easy to just lean over, grab your laptop and start working from your bed. But it's as important to keep your bed for resting purposes, intimacy purposes, and not bring work into it. Because the minute you start to merge the boundaries, one will start to intrude over the other. So what you want to do instead, and what I have been doing as well, is set up your own workspace at home. I have my desk in my room where I have my computer, and that's where I would go and sit to do my work, whether it's in regards to my full-time job, my business, or anything else. And I have personally found that to be extremely helpful. It's made me more motivated, more productive. And it's also when you step into this home office space, you subconsciously turn on work mode. And then you know when you're into that work mode, you want to be more productive, do more. And the minute you finish working, you can step out of it, switch off work mode, and turn on chill mode. And then you can just go watch Netflix, chillax, and do whatever you need to do. So it's important to differentiate between work and rest and make sure your brain doesn't get confused. Tip number 4, make a to-do list. I make one for everything, whether it's work-related, personal stuff, anything. For personal stuff, I usually use my calendar on my phone, and for work stuff, I use my Outlook calendar. And part of the reason why I use my phone calendars and my Outlook stuff is because I can easily amend them, add to it, edit it, delete stuff when it's completed, and it's just a lot neater. But I also have a paper to-do list, so that's just for quick stuff. And part of the reason why I have so many to-do lists is because I have a million things running in my little brain and I tend to forget half of this stuff. So having this written down kind of helps me, first of all, remember all of the stuff I need to do. Number 2, plan my day accordingly, and number 3, prioritize my tasks or the things I need to do. And I found those to be really helpful, and I would highly recommend doing one as well. Tip number 5, take breaks. I still try to take my breaks at the same times that I would normally take them if I was at the office. So I still take my lunch hour at the same time, my snack breaks at the same time. And it's like I said at the beginning, you want to keep that routine. Don't let this temporary situation throw you off track. Obviously, I have adapted my breaks accordingly, so I would take breaks now instead to get off my chair, go downstairs, grab water, grab some snacks, stretch, and then sit down so I don't end up turning into a potato. But take breaks. Tip number 6, and that's the last one, guys. Differentiate between work life and personal life. To be completely honest, this is still something I'm working on, but what I've realized during my first week is that everything is sort of merging into one big thing. And what I mean by that is that during my work hours I would do personal stuff. For example, my mum would ask me to help her with something, so I would just like quickly help her, then get back to work. And then after 5:30 I would still find myself trying to do work. And that's just not the right mindset, because if you think about it, if I was at the office from 9:30 to 5:30, I would just be doing work related stuff, and after 5:30 I'm shutting off the system, going to get my train on my way back home. But obviously, because I don't have to leave the office at 5:30 since I'm working from home, my brain or my mindset is sort of thinking that I can just carry on doing work even after work hours, and you don't want to start doing that. You want to make sure you dedicate your work hours for work stuff, and then separate yourself from that work space and then go and do your personal stuff. What I know it's not really clear what I'm trying to say, but what I'm trying to say is that dedicate like certain hours of the day to do personal stuff, and don't just, merge everything one into the other. You want to just, once you're done working, which for me would be 5:30, unless obviously I have a tight deadline, or if I have to finish a draft letter within a certain time, then that's a different story, because I'll probably be staying behind at the office if that was the case. But if you're done after 5:30 and there's no reason for you to carry on working, then switch off the system, go have a shower, jump into your pajamas, have dinner, put on a TV show, and just relax and separate yourself from work life. And that is really important for you guys to keep your sanity, and I'm talking about myself as well, during this time, so that you're not merging your personal life, work life, and it all becomes blurry. But that's it, guys, from me. I hope you found those tips really helpful. They have been helping me, so I'm hoping they've helped you too. If you know anyone else who is a first timer when it comes to working from home, and whether that's in regards to their full-time job or studying at home, feel free to share this video. I'm hoping that it can be useful for them as well. Let's help one another, and bye!